Lenny Vangilder with Dan McDonald, who we get on a video here at sportsnola.com. Dan is our Lafayette resident and our Raging Cajun expert covering Louisiana colleges, among other things. And Dan, day before the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, the Raging Cajuns going bowling for the first time in 41 years, and Acadiana is mighty excited.
There are a lot of people going to be attacking the Crescent City this week, Lenny. They've already sold their full allotment of nearly 19,000 tickets that they had. They're going to obviously have the biggest crowd they've ever had for the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. I talked to Billy Ferrante this morning, and right now they're looking at about 42,000 tickets distributed so far. So they are by far going to have their biggest crowd, and it's going to be very much a home field advantage for this team. There are so many people coming from the Acadiana area, so many alumni also in the Crescent City, in the New Orleans area, who went to school or have connections with the university. This is, from what I can gather, it's sort of become a source of pride. They're all going to come out and go, hey, this is my university. And that's great for not just the university, but it's great for Louisiana too, to have a team from the state in this game fight.
After 11 years, there's finally a team from Louisiana playing in the New Orleans Bowl. Now on the other side, there's another team. It's not an inter-squad scrimmage. San Diego State coming in. And this is a pretty darn good football team coming in here at 8-4 out of the Mountain West Conference, who has one of the best running backs in the country.
Oh, there's no question. This is a long way away from being any kind of inter-squad scrimmage or anything. This is a team, like you said, that went 8-4. Their only losses this year, I mean, look at who they lost to. They lost to TCU. They lost to Boise State. They lost to Wyoming, which was a very good team in the Mountain West Conference and got no exposure, but they're bowling too. There were other losses to Michigan. This is a really good team, and all of those losses, none of them were points. They were in a lot of games, and they were in a lot of them because they can move the football. Hillman is going to be one of the best running backs best college running backs maybe that's ever played on this field. He's a sophomore, but this might be his last year of college. He may be out of there pretty quick. But Lindley's a quality quarterback. I told somebody this morning that they are probably, for a passing team, they run the ball better than anybody, if that makes any sense, because they can throw it around, but they can run it. Very explosive offensively. But that is sort of like the Cajuns are when they are playing well offensively. They may not have the dynamic one running back, but they can move the football, and a lot of this because of Blaine Goche, the quarterback, very mobile. I was a guy that played at Lutcher, not far down the road, stepped in as a starting quarterback this year, almost a little bit before midway through the season. He adds an element of excitement because he can tuck the ball under and run. That's one thing San Diego State will not do. They're going to hand the ball off or they're going to throw it. Goche's sort of the X factor, and I think if he has a good game, I think we're going to have a well win.
For people in New Orleans who maybe haven't had a chance to see the Raging Cajuns this year, a couple of other players they should keep an eye on Saturday night.
The wide receiver corps has been really good. That's been really one of the keys this year. Guys like Javon Lawson have really stepped up, and nobody knew if they were going to step up or not this year. That was a big key for this team. But the guys I like to watch are the defensive secondary. Now, they give up some yardage. Now, this team has given up more yardage in its game this year as far as total offense, even though they're 8-4. But they come up with big plays. They've returned 7 interceptions for touchdowns this year. That would be tied the NCAA all-time record had not Southern Mississippi picked off a pass in the Conference USA Championship game against Houston to get to 8. But they've had 7 interception returns. I mean, people were always asking me all year long, is this a typo? That just doesn't happen. But they have been very alert. They've made the big play when they've had to. They're a team that people haven't been able to move the ball. But a lot of people haven't been able to score because they've been able to come up with plays. And if they do that again, they're going to be right in this game.
Sounds a lot like a defense we saw in this building a couple of years ago, playing in black and gold. Now, San Diego State a 5-point favorite in this game. I think, this is really a toss-up kind of game. Is the way I view it. You've got much more of an ear to the ground on this. What's your thought?
Well, San Diego State's probably, if both teams play at their capability, they're probably a little bit better football team right now. Is the UL program where they want it to be? Probably not yet. Is it a quantum leap from where it was 12 months ago? Oh, there's no question. It's ironic because Mark Hudspeth, this is his 367th day on the job. He is 2 days over a full year, and it is amazing how much they have turned things around in 12 months. It just doesn't happen on a decent level of college football, but he has got these guys that have bought into what he does. He does a lot of unique things. He does a lot of things that some people don't do. Some things that some people said, what are you doing? But, it's hard to argue with success. And, I think people will get a chance to see some of the things that they've built Saturday. But his whole goal is not to make this a one-time thing. He wants to be back here. He wants to be back in other games. He wants to win conference championships. And, nobody's putting it past him after what's happened this year.
2 first-year head coaches will face off here Saturday night. Rocky Long, San Diego State, Mark Hudspeth, Louisiana Lafayette. By the way, there's going to be one other first-year head coach coming into this building in a couple of weeks, and that's the guy who left San Diego State to go to Michigan. He'll be here for the Sugar Bowl, but that's for another story we'll talk about after Christmas. 8 o'clock Saturday night. A lot of people, there'll be a record crowd here, but still tickets available for the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Stay with SportsNola.com for more coverage.